Jephthah's vow. With the death of Gideon's 70 sons, and with the civil war that happens because of Abimelech, this shakes Israel up, and it ushers in a time of revival. A revival that lasted for 53 years. And during this time, we have two judges, Tola and Jair. Now, after Jair dies, that ushers in a time of apostasy that lasts for 18 years. This apostasy divides the history of Israel into three parts, which are recorded at three different places in the Bible. First of all, you have what happens in the northeast, and that's where the Ammonites take over. Then you have what happens in the southwest, which is where the Philistines come in and take over. Then right in the middle in Shiloh, where the tabernacle of God is located and Eli is high priest. Now, the Bible is never concerned about chronological order. That's kind of a Western mindset. And so it just records these three happening separately, and they don't try to bring it all together. But I'm of a Western mindset, and many of you may be as well, so I'm going to help clarify this. But now the first thing I want to do is kind of round off the year. There's an 18 here and a 22 there. I'm just going to say 20 years. Three sets of 20 years, 20, 20, 20. In the first 20 years, that's the time of peace. Jair is the judge. Eli is the high priest. Everything is fine. But then you have the second 20 years, which is the time of apostasy. The Ammonites take over in the north. The Philistines take over in the south. But two very important things happen during this middle 20 years. First of all, Samson is born. And later on, Samuel is born. And so that brings us to the third 20 years. In the northeast, you have Jephthah rises, becomes judge, defeats the Ammonites. And that's the story that we're in right now. But while this is going on, down in the south, Samson becomes the judge and fights against the Philistines. And during this very same time, Eli is now dead, so Samuel takes over in Shiloh. So if you think about it, and then this story right here, you have Jephthah, Samuel, and Samson. All their stories are taking place at the very same time. Maybe that'll kind of help you to see what all is happening during this story. Well, we want to deal with the two issues. First of all is that Jephthah's mother, it says that she's a prostitute. Well, this is the same word that's used in Joshua for Rahab, which means that she was an innkeeper, a hostess, a one that took care of travelers. And she was probably also a Canaanite, just like Rahab. Then there's the issue of Jephthah's daughter. Was she really sacrificed? Well, there's two trains of thought on that. One is that yes, she was sacrificed, and I lean towards that one. The second one is that she retained her virginity for the rest of her life and became a servant in the tabernacle. Well, if that is the case, well, then she served under the authority of Samuel. Well, for those of you who are keeping track of the judges and trying to learn all those, now's a good time to rehearse that. We have Othniel, Ehud, and Shamgar. We also have Deborah, Gideon, and if we have to, Abimelech. Now we're going to add Tola, Jair, and Jephthah. For good measure, why don't you just go ahead and add in Samson, and you'll have them all. Actually, there are 3 more, which I'm not going to include. We'll come back when we give you more insights on the story.